Hello and welcome to Racing Pulse Round 2 at Hungaroring. Today, myself, Crime, and I'm commentating with
Hello, everybody. This is your one and only Hoove, also known as Hoove in the Groove on the move. Happy to be here. I think we're going to have a really exciting race today. I was just looking at some of the weather conditions. Looks like it's going to be a pretty sunny race, no chance of rain. And I think it's going to be an interesting one. We have GT3 and GT4 on the track at the same time. Hungaroring, from what I remember, can be a little tricky on the overtakes, and with GT3 and GT4s, I think it's going to be a lot of opportunities for some really close racing, and we'll see what happens.
yeah,
It'll be a good one.
yeah. Like you mentioned, it will be quite interesting with the pit strategy as well. We'll see who will get the undercut maybe. So it will be quite interesting. So while we are waiting on the practice to finish, let's mention the Racing Pulse Endurance Series in Suzuka. It will be on November 19th, and again it will be for our Suzuka GT3 plus GT4 cars. It will be quite fun, hopefully. From what I have heard, it will be quite a bit easier than the last endurance race we had for the Halloween special one. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that as well.
Yeah,
Also,
me too. I plan on being there. I've been starting to practice, trying to find what car kind of gels with me the best. It should be a lot of fun. November 19th, 4 hours of Suzuka. Make sure you sign up if you haven't already. As Cry mentioned, GT3 and GT4. You can sign up solo or as a team. I believe it also is going to be live streamed and live stewarding. So, yeah, Suzuka's a great track.
yeah, that's great. It will have live tours and live stream as well. So sign up if you haven't. And yeah, and also let's not forget about Formula Pause next week at round 3 at Bikernicki. It will be quite interesting to see if the current championship leader Robin Moe can make it extend his championship lead from the other drivers. So that would be quite interesting to watch as well for next weekend. Let's
Yes.
yeah. So let's look at the standings from the previous races for the AM drivers. Last weekend, last time we raced at Kialami, Mr. Fidlak managed to get the win over on Galbraith, who was quite pushing him for the P1, and then we had a great battle for the P3, and at the end, Langevin managed to get it, managed to secure the last step of the podium. And if you look on the pro standings, Mr. Linium managed to beat Thomas Jack. I think it was not the best race Thomas Jack had, from what I remember, and hopefully today he will manage to beat him and maybe overtake him in the standings. And Mr. Borlin finished P3, which is for me it's quite surprising. From looking on his last endurance race, he was not having the best time there, unfortunately. But we'll be quite looking forward to see what he will be doing next. And
Now, I think we also need to remember now. Darkius is back and racing with us. I believe he missed the first race of the series. I don't think he raced with us last season, but it's good to see him back. And Darkius is always a dominant force on the racetrack, and I think we'll put up a definitely good fight with Tom and Mats and the whole, the whole front of the grid.
It will be quite interesting to see what he can do against Robin and also Thomas Jack and few other people that are very fast. And let's have a look on the GT4 cars. Last weekend we didn't have much GT4s. Hopefully today is a little bit more, but from what I'm seeing, it's not looking great again for the GT4s. We don't have many people, unfortunately. But yeah, Mr. Bungus managed to get very secure win, and yeah, and win the first race with Mr. Peter Hertog getting P2 and Mr. Angstman, sorry for pronouncing your name wrong maybe, getting the P3. I think we are ready for the GT4 qualifying. So let me switch it.
And just a reminder, so quali time is 30 minutes long. The first 15 minutes are for GT4, and then the second half is for the GT3. So while GT4 is on track, GT3 will be hanging out in the pits, and around the 15-minute mark, we'll see the GT4s come in and the GT3s will go out.
Yeah, for now everyone is on out laps. So let's see how many GT4 drivers there is. That's quite interesting to see. Not sure how to do that. I think we have
It's like
seven
at
GT4s.
the moment. Yes, yeah, just a small number of GT4s. Let's see if anyone else. I believe you can join at any time now with some of the updates in ACC. So hopefully we get a couple GT4s come in maybe at the last minute.
Yeah, we have like one more GT4 from the last time, so that's quite good to see.
So here we have the drivers about to start the first flying lap. We're on board with Bongus. Let's see what he can do.
He's the first one to cross the start-finish line and start a fast lap.
Of course, Bongus representing the Sargento cheese. The nice yellow color on that car. Bongus coming into the chicane. I always struggled with the chicane. I do like Hungaroring. It's got a nice flow to it. You know, it's nice to kind of throw the car into the turns, and you just feel the weight shifting. And it's a fast circuit. You know, you try and take the turns as fast as you can. Obviously
Yeah,
a little tight, so a little hard for overtaking in some spots.
especially in the second sector is quite tricky because there is a lot of slow corners that you have to actually know in qualifying to set a representative qualifying time and try to qualify at the top pretty much. But yeah, it will be very hard during the race to overtake around second sector, and yeah, just as in real life, it will be probably the only opportunity to overtake someone will be on the start finish straight that currently Bongus is on it.
And Bongus puts in a 155.
I believe have Mr. Bonning setting the current fastest lap with 156.9, and Mr. Jurgens
Looks like Cookie.
beats him with a 54.640, which is, I think, very nice lap. Deep also gets the second place for now, but I think Mr. Gonz can get to the top. Also, we don't need to forget Mr. Carto, who also, I believe, invalidated his first flying lap. So let's see.
But a good time with a 154. Too bad on the invalidation.
Yeah.
Now, what's he driving there? What car is that?
He's driving the KTM actually, which seems to be working quite well for him.
It's a nice livery, nice blue with the black.
Hopefully his livery is representing nice his face. Not sure what I'm trying to say, but hopefully he's fighting for the win today.
I think you're saying he's ice cold and he's ready to take it.
Yeah. Gonz puts it on provisional pole with 54.340. I think very fast lap from him. Let's see what Mr. Carto does coming to the start finish straight. And he goes also provisional pole with 54.170. So
looks like Cookie's gonna have something to beat. Does he beat it? No.
no, he actually managed to beat it, but his lap time got invalidated. So unfortunately for him, next time he should try to not cut the corners and put a valid lap.
Yes, he should try to drive better.
Yeah, I think so.
And because of that, Deep Cuts moves up into third. Driving the Mercedes GT4.
Yeah.
Oh, he went a little wide there. Wonder if he invalidated.
I believe he did. We have Mr. Bonning, who is on 1 second up on his last lap, which was invalidated. So let's see if you manage to complete this lap.
Andrea's driving the BMW GT4. I don't think I really drove the BMW GT4 much.
Yeah, I have not seen many people actually drive it. Maybe it's not the best car for the GT4, but I don't have much knowledge on that.
I've driven it in iRacing, but I don't, not really in ACC.
He sets a 156.427, but unfortunately doesn't move any position because Mr. Joe sets his first valid qualifying lap time of 54.692. We have yellow flags for Mr. Carto, who is just slowing down to give space to other people. Who also, I believe, he improved his last lap time, and he's just 7,000 in front of Mr. Jurgens. I cannot pronounce his second name, so sorry for that. Okay.
Oosthuizen?
Something like that.
Total guess.
Unfortunately, he cut at one of the corners and his lap time is invalidated, even though he was a little bit up on his delta. So he doesn't have much time to actually improve it. Probably has like 1 or 2 more fast laps to actually improve. We have Mr. Gonz, who is almost 3 tenths up on his personal best, I believe. When I say that, it drops to 2 tenths. Sorry for the commentator curse. Comes to the second, to the last corner, and he sets a 154.155, then moves up to P3 in front of Deep Cuts.
Yep, only a few minutes remaining with GT4 quali, so now's the time for these guys to really start pushing it and getting in those quick laps.
Yeah, we have Mr. Shoplum, or how we like to call it, Chiba, trying to set a better lap time and maybe try to overtake Mr. Boning with the Alpine. His last lap time was 56.637, so not that good of a lap time compared to the others. Let's see who else is on a fast lap. Seems like Cookie is on a fast lap with being almost 2 tenths up. If he keeps that pace, he will definitely overtake Mr. Hartog, who is on an out lap for the provisional pole. It will be quite interesting to see if he won't make any mistakes. Because
And Cookie... Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
Because he's approaching traffic or something. So
Cookie currently holds the best Sector 2 time, and the best sector for 1 and 3 is currently with our original pole sitter.
yeah, they're quite close actually to the pace. Let's see if Cookie can get some slipstream from Mr. Shablon. Or
They are the first 5 GT4 drivers are all in the 54s, so yes, they are all very close. Should be an exciting race.
yeah, the top 5 are quite separated by like 6 tenths maximum. So hopefully it will be interesting in the race to see who can get into the top 3. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to improve his lap time due to some traffic issues, which gives him, I believe, maybe second to last chance of actually trying to beat Mr. Hartog for the pole position time. It depends how much fuel he has. Oh, when he goes right, I believe.
A little wide. He may have time for one more lap. It's going to be close.
Yeah, he's currently down 8 tenths, so hopefully he can get one more flying lap and tries to improve. We have Mr. Shablon, who is currently trying to improve and get Mr. Boynton. They're having a little fight over for P6 in the GT4 drivers.
And I've got to say, the GT4 field is, I don't think there is more than one car of the same type. I think everyone is driving a different car. So nice to see the variety.
It's nice to see different cars, to see maybe which one has more advantage towards the other. But yeah, hopefully in the next couple of races we have more GT4s driving, so we have interesting battle in the GT4s. Unfortunately, Chuba is 5 tenths down over his personal best, so probably he will not improve. Let's see who is on a fast lap. Deep Cuts is on a fast lap. Let's see what he can do. Currently sits P4 with 154.7 565, and he's currently, I was going to say he's currently a 10th up, but he lost about 2 tenths up, so sorry for that, commentator course.
And it looks like Peter's in the pits, so that's it for his qualifying. Let's see if Cookie can squeeze out that extra little bit to take pole.
Yeah, currently he's 1/10 up, which should be plenty of enough to get that pole position, but he first needs to finish that lap and be at least 8 thousandths of a second faster than his personal best to get that pole position. So let's see what he does. He lost quite a bit into that chicane. Let's see what he can do in the next couple of corners. Thankfully for him, there is no traffic in front of him that will slow him down. So it's up to him what he can do. He's not looking quite well for that pole position, 5 tenths down his personal best, so I think that's it. That's it for qualifying for him. Also, Mr. Gonz, Deep Cuts, and Mr. Joel are in the pits, so they're not gonna set fast lap. And we have Mr.
And
Poning.
Usaisen going in the pits, so that's it for him as well.
Yeah,
And
I think everybody except Mr. Shablam, who just finished his lap time, but he didn't manage to improve to get P6. He went into the pit lane. And that's it. We have Mr. Hertel on pole position for the GT4 drivers. Line next to him is Mr. Jurgens with the Chevrolet GT4, and then we have Mr. Bongos with the Maserati. Hopefully we see a clean race start. Also, we have GT3 qualifying right now. Coming up first to the start-finish straight, set his first flying lap.
he is in the Mercedes GT3 AMG. That looks like the Evo, I believe.
I think so. Hopefully my microphone is a little bit louder. Thanks for the feedback from the comments.
And it's great to see so many new names in the this latest RP series, Series 6. It's, you know, the last 5 seasons have been a lot of fun. It's a great community. You know, joining RP, joining a league is honestly probably the best thing you can do with these sim racing games. It's just fun week in and week out to go on track with the same group of guys and get to learn each other's driving styles, and you get a lot of great clean racing and everybody respects each other. So great to see.
Yeah, from the last time, I don't think there were many incidents, so it was a actual clean race. So hopefully this one is also like that. Let's see who sets the first flying lap. I believe currently Robbins is provisional pole position with 143.315 in front of Thomas Jack, who is 7 tenths down. I think he made maybe a big mistake in one of the sectors. Hopefully he will improve in the next 10 minutes.
Robin tearing it up in the Honda NSX. which you don't really see too often.
It seems to be working quite well for him. He looks very fast. Last time out he didn't have much luck in the race and didn't quite manage to finish in the top 3, unfortunately. So he'll try to improve on that on today's race. He's currently 1/10 up on his personal best. And from what I can see, Tom managed to improve, but not quite enough to overtake Robin. So he's only 2/10 behind him currently. We have Robin going into the pits. Let's spectate Thomas Shack to see what he can do. Can he find 2/10 in his lap time to get provisional pole position?
Oh, sliding around the turn there. Little drift action.
Yeah, even though it looks fun and nice on stream, I don't think this is the fastest way of taking any corners. So he lost quite a bit.
Everybody knows that you punch it into every corner. Sliding around the corners is fastest.
Well,
Tom
unfortunately,
driving a car that looks like it was drawn by a 4-year-old.
yeah, he has a quite nice livery. Oh, unfortunately, he pulls into the pits as well. That sliding didn't help him in the lap time. Have Mr. Mertens 2/10 up on
sitting
his
6th P6.
Yeah, with 143.8, but he's 2/10 up coming to the last corner. Let's see where he'll end up. I believe he'll get quite few positions, and he goes P3 actually. That's a nice lap of him. We have Mr. Darkius.
Darky is driving the Audi this season, I see.
Yeah, he switched
I
up.
know the Porsche has been a favorite of his.
Yeah, but this season I think he tries a different car to see what he can do. Currently sitting P7, which is not the best position, but probably just still getting used to the car and the setup. He's 7/10 up on his personal best, so that could actually see him close to the pole position time. It will be definitely close.
A little wide around that turn.
I don't think that actually cost him any lap time, but I could be wrong. It doesn't have much sliding, the car seems stable in the corners. Nice exit out of the second to last corner, and let's see what is going to be the exit of the last lap, of the last corner. And he goes provisional pole with 143.0. That's a very fast lap, 3/10 in front of Robin. And yeah, this is why
That's going to be a time to beat for sure.
He's one of the fastest people in that league, so that's unexpected. That's expected from him to be in that position.
Currently, Fiedlek sitting at the provisional pole for the bronze class. Now we have 2 Fiedleks in the league.
Yeah, actually, the Mr. Sebastian Fiedlek, who is currently sitting pole position, is the father of Mr. Aaron Fiedlek, who is, I believe, he's doing Gonz strategy and starting from the back of the grid. We'll see how much it will pay for him. In the race, it will be quite hard to overtake the GT4 cars cleanly.
And Mr. Felix Sr. currently sitting with a 144.5. Behind him, I believe it's Chris Barnes with a 144.6. And Mr. Zerlin with a 144, also a 144.6. So another
quite
tightly,
close.
yes, very close.
And I believe Sebastian is on an outlap, probably starting one of his last flying laps to try and extend the gap between him and Mr. Barnes, who actually I believe crashed and went into the pits. Let's see who improves.
On board with Torn, going a little wide into that turn.
Unexpectedly, we have 3 pro drivers that are in the middle of AM drivers. We have Mr. Battenberg, who is currently 5 tenths up on his personal best, so maybe he'll get out of the AM mix. Depends how he does in the last 2 corners.
Yeah, and they are running short on time, so they're definitely going to need to get those laps in if they want to be in front of the bronze class. Otherwise, they're going to have to fight to get themselves up the grid.
Let's see, actually, we have missed it. Robin managed to beat Mr. Darkius by 57 thousandths of a second and gets back again the pole position, the provisional pole positions. Let's see what is going to be the answer from Mr. Pierre, who actually invalidated his current flying lap, so that's not quite good for him. A lot of people are currently on a fast lap, just trying to get as much lap time as possible in the last 2 minutes of the qualifying. And also, Robin is trying to improve and extend his gap from Darkius, and currently sits almost 3 tenths up. Let's see what he does in the next couple of corners. I have a little bit of distraction from traffic.
Yeah, it looks like he has to contend with several people on their outlaps here. Outlaps or perhaps invalidated.
And he comes to the last corner and he's 3 tenths up, and he managed to extend the gap between him and Moreno by 3 tenths up, setting a 142.687. That's a very nice lap, and will be quite hard for Moreno to actually beat him, but let's see what he can do. Meanwhile, Thomas Jack is in P3, but he's quite far behind with 8 tenths, so I don't think he'll manage to catch up and get a chance maybe for the pole position.
Yeah, into the final minute here, it's going to be tough.
Let's see what he does.
Comes around, about to start his likely final lap.
He managed to improve by 2 tenths, but that's not enough to actually gain any positions. but maybe extending the gap between him and Mertens in P4. Actually, from what I can see, Mr. Robin is in the pits, so that means he's quite happy with the lap time and he'll not try to improve even more. So it's up to Mr. Moran to see if he can actually beat that lap time and claim the pole position. On the other hand, we have Mr. Barnes, who is trying to beat Sebastian Fiedler for the pole position for the AM drivers. Oh, and he goes a little bit wide and actually invalidates, and that's not quite good for him because he's 2 tenths up. And yeah, he was actually going to beat Sebastian Fiedler, but he invalidated, so that's unfortunate for him.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's over for Sebastian and also for Mr. Connor Barnes. We have the guy in P3 for the bronze drivers, Sven Zerlin, who is half a tenth up. His personal best, and he's quite close to Mr. Barnes to see what he can do, maybe improve. He's 2 tenths up, coming to the second to last corner, and then comes to the last corner. Let's see what he does. He lost quite a bit of time because of sliding out of the exit. And I don't think he actually managed to improve, unfortunately. And I think also Pierre Moreno didn't manage to improve as well. So from what I can see, qualifying is over. We have Mr. Robin Moore on pole position with 142.687. Then we have Mr. Moore, who wasn't quite on his pace, and he will start up right next to Robin. And then we have Thomas Jack lining up on 3rd place. For the bronze drivers, we have Sebastian Fiedler on pole position, Mr. Barnes on P2, Mr. Sven Zerlin, who will start P3. That's the top 3 for the bronze drivers. So that was quite an eventful qualifying.
So the drivers just have a couple minutes now to tweak, make any last-minute adjustments to their setups, check their fuel, make sure they're on the right set of tires, of course. And just a reminder, so we have a 60-minute race. We have 1 mandatory pit stop. Tires change is mandatory. Fuel is optional, but most drivers just do both at the same time because you really don't lose any time taking fuel and tires at the same time. So we'll see the drivers pit typically around the halfway mark, and we'll see if it shuffles the standings a bit.
Yeah, it will be quite important, especially for Mo to try and hold his lead into turn 1. So yeah, we have Mr. Aaron Fiedler, who start last on the grid behind all GT4s as well, and he'll try to get some nice points for the bronze class if he doesn't have wheel issues like the last time. Unfortunately for him, hopefully he solved it.
Now let's hope he can make his way through the GT4 pack cleanly. It's always tricky trying to get around. You know, even whether you're a GT3 or a GT4, it's always tough on both parties to get around each other. There's a mutual trust, a mutual understanding that needs to take place. Some drivers, of course, tend to not do that at times, to put it politely, and make dives. But yeah, I think again, you know, a lot of these guys driving today have been around for a while and know how to drive and make their way around the GT4s. So let's hope for a clean start to the race. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm kind of wondering who is going to have the advantage in the front row. Um, you know, going through the first few sets of turns, it's a right hand turn into T1, and then a slight right hander for T1A according to the track map that I'm looking at, and then a left and then a right. So I kind of feel like maybe whoever is on the inside of the starting grid might have a little advantage there, because when you end up on the straight, you know, perhaps have that inside line might kind of get them out in front a little bit. But the tricky part is going to be turn 2 with that sharp left-hander. That's always presents an opportunity for an overtake there.
Yeah, I think in the first lap everyone will be trying to get as many positions as they possibly can, hopefully without any major crashes. So we have started the formation lap. Robin Moore leads the pack.
Mr. Borland zooming up the grid there. Not sure where he's off to.
He's maybe trying to play some mind games and scaring the people, even though he's in P9 starting. That's a poor qualifying from him compared to what he did in the last race. So he will be trying to gain a few positions during the race. And also strategy will play a big part of the race result.
Yeah, it's avoiding traffic is going to be key, I think. I think the traffic is really going to slow some people down quite a bit.
Yeah, this why I think the undercut could work for some drivers. So
Drivers just warming up their tires, probably warming up their brakes. It's going to be a mad dash into T1.
we are coming up to the second to last corner. Robin's trying to bunch up the field and play some mind games. Coming up to the last corner. Let's see when he decides to start the race. I think he...
And we're off. We are green as the drivers race down into T1.
Tom is trying to hold to that P3. Oh, there is a small contact between Robin and Moreno, but
looked like a little bit of a slide there, but managed to keep it on.
But that gives the opportunity for Tom to overtake Pierre around the outside, but doesn't quite manage to do that, unfortunately, for him.
That fast right-hander. And Moreno right on his tail. Oh, and Moreno goes a little bit wide, a little bit of a wiggle there.
Yeah, I think he's quite pushing to catch up to Robin.
Of course, tires may not be fully up to pressure yet, so drivers have to be a little bit careful. But these guys are aliens anyways. I'm
Yeah.
always in the back.
Wow. I cannot go. Oh,
Oh!
he tries to go around the outside, but there is contact between
Looked
them.
like some contact.
Pierre is trying to forcibly overtake Robin. Thankfully for both of them, they're still in the race and no major contacts. Let's see what happens in the bronze drivers. I see Barnes has managed to overtake Sebastian, I think.
Neck and neck with Langevin there.
Oh yeah, and also James Andrews goes to P1 for the bronze, so something must have happened between them.
Well done. Everyone's still pretty bunched up.
So let's see what happened between Mr. Sebastian Fiedler and Barnes. If you look on the replay.
Oh. Maybe missed his braking point a little bit.
Maybe, but that probably was the reason of why James Andrews is in front of the bronze class.
Yes, thankfully it looked like it wasn't too bad. It could have been worse. Nothing's worse than having an incident in the first couple laps and there goes your race. So at least drivers, what it seems, all drivers still on the track. I do see Mr. Fox in the pits. I wonder what happened there.
He may have crashed, but it's not recorded. We have change of the lead for the GT4 drivers. Mr. Jurgens is currently leading in front of Herto, and I believe without any contacts between them, so probably it was just a nice clean overtake. Unfortunately, we missed that. Mr. Bongus is probably gonna try and overtake Mr. Herto as well. Probably KTM struggles with the tire warm-up stage because he has dropped 1 second from Cookie. So let's see, is Bongus going to send it into turn one?
Here the opportunity. Looks like he takes a peek and then decides against it. Probably just not enough room to make the move. So a little bit of patience and here he comes.
They're side by side. Just trying to push Mr. Herto into a mistake, I think. So.
And that's all he needs to do. Just keep applying the pressure. Just keep it clean. You know, we have 55 minutes left, so he'll find his opportunity to make his move. And Bengelu off the track, unfortunately.
I think he struggles with the car, unfortunately for him. So he has dropped quite a few places. So
he will have to certainly try and make his way back up the field.
Let's see. Mr. Linium, who is, I believe, the current championship leader of the pro driver classes, he's down into P10. I don't think it was a nice qualifying session for him, so he's gonna try to make up as much places as possibly he can.
Yeah, so he is currently P1 with 16 points in the series. Of course, there's only been one race so far, and Tom Jack right behind him with 13 points, and followed by Victor Borland in third place with 10 points. And it looks like Victor currently sitting P7.
Yeah, Mr. Borland is 1 second behind Ivan, who we haven't mentioned in qualifying. He did an okay qualifying for him. I believe he didn't manage to score any points in the first race. He was not lucky. He had some crashes, I believe. I could be wrong. But yeah, he's up to P6, 4 tenths behind Mr. Mertens, trying to overtake him for P5. Is there any close battle? I think Sebastian is trying to maybe overtake Bounce, but it's just, I think, too much understeer into the second sector of the track, and that prevents people from actually following closely. But let's see what he does. Can he gain some time on him on the last lap and set up for an overtake into turn 1?
Yeah, of course, this straight would be a prime opportunity to try and make that move, but it doesn't look like he is going to have the speed to get that done.
We have Mr. Toby Long and Zerlin fighting for that position in the bronze class. I think they're fighting for P4. But he couldn't quite manage to overtake him, unfortunately, so he needs to try and stay close to Toby in the second sector to have a chance onto the start-finish straight and overtake him into turn 1. Mr. Barnes has close to James, who probably made a mistake or something. So that Barnes may try to overtake him into turn 1. Let's see, that will be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, he's right on his tail there. See if James can stay consistent through the turns, trying to not give up any open room for him to try and make that move, but of course that's going to be tough into this straight.
Can he send it into turn 1? Oh, he tries. Oh,
He's looking.
Oh,
And he goes around. Almost takes out the president with him. Oh, and look at that. Oh, he lost.
He lost quite a few positions on him.
Bit of an overzealous move there, perhaps.
He and I tried to close back to James, but it will be quite a task to do, because he lost quite a few seconds from that little spin that he had. Meanwhile, at the front of the GT Force, Cookie is still leading from Mr. Hartel, who is 6 tenths behind, and Bungus, who are keeping him company and just waiting for Cookie to make a mistake into one of the corners and get that position. Actually, it's quite close in the top 4 of the GT Force, as we predicted.
Yes, as Vangeliu tries to make his way through the pack there, it looks like he has a few GT4s in front of him.
Oh, we have Mr. Peter Hertog, who is in the wall. Something must have happened. Let's see if... unfortunately...
Yeah, unfortunate for him.
Let's look on the replay to see what happened to him. Oh, he lost the rear end.
Just gets around on him into the wall. That hurts. That's going to be some damage there.
Indeed, that will be damage which probably will slow him in the actual race, unfortunately for him. But gives
Now
more.
the bright side, of course, is the GT4s aren't as aero dependent as the GT3s. So, but that did look like a hard hit. So it'll be interesting to see how much time he loses on his laps because of that.
We have Thomas Jack who has closed up to Pierre and probably gonna try and overtake into turn 1. Let's see, that will be quite interesting.
Coming around the last couple turns.
I think he may do it. He's quite close. Let's see. Moreno tries to swerve to right to break the slipstream, and maybe he actually, yeah, he managed to defend. Some nice defending from Moreno.
Tom will be looking for that next opportunity to make his next move. It might be coming up into this fast right-hander.
Pierre goes a little bit wide onto the grass, but we are coming up into the second sector, which it will be quite hard to overtake if you don't make a mistake into the next chicane.
And Langevin with a drive-through penalty, perhaps due to track limits.
Probably.
Of course,
we don't have any live stewarding in the RP series, so probably it was in-game penalty.
Yeah, and as you can see there, you know, you're trying to take these turns as fast as you can, and you just end up pushing out a little wide. Before you know it, those warnings just start racking up.
Unfortunately for him.
Penalty.
Let's see. Can Mr. Barnes overtake Toby Long and get into that P3? Oh, he sends it onto the inside.
As somebody goes into the pits there, I didn't see who that was. Of course, we're at the 45-minute mark. Now, there is no specific pit window. Drivers are free to pit at any time. But typically 45 minutes is a little early to pit for a standard pit stop. Oh, a little contact there from Barnes and Long.
I think that was Langevin just serving his drive-through, actually. So we have a nice battle for P3 in the bronze class.
Long looking to make a move. Oh, and into the back of Barnes he goes, sending Barnes off track. A little spin.
Let's look again on this contact. I think just Toby Long didn't calculate it when he was supposed to be braking and tapped Barnes into the rear, making him spin and lose quite a few positions again. So unfortunately,
looks like Arnold's capitalizing on that to get past. Surprised to see Arnold a little back in the grid there.
Some bug with Arnold, I think. Yeah, I think Mr. Arnold has disconnected due to ping issues, maybe.
And currently Robert Moe with the fastest lap time of the race.
Let's see what happened to Chiba with that spin. Unfortunately.
Oh, as he has to wait as all these cars pass. That's a lot of time lost.
Yeah. I think he just genuinely made a mistake or something. Have a pro driver in the mix with bronze drivers, Mr. Gottlieb, trying to get few positions.
Gottlieb, yes, and he is one of our quicker drivers. I know, racing against him in the bronze class, he is always. It's always challenging. Oh no! And he gets tapped on the inside going into the chicane by Chris Barnes. But yeah, Gottlieb, always a pleasure to race against, and I know he had some reservations about being in the pro class, but always nice to see him on track. And I know he likes to rep the Lexus.
Yeah, I think just Barnes is quite angry with what happened to him. He lost quite a lot of time and probably the chance of actually getting the win for the bronze drivers. And we have a change of lead for the bronze class. Sebastian Fiedler has taken the lead once again from James, but they're very close.
These two.
And both of them are actually quick and clean drivers, so...
Yeah, now the question is, we're at 41 minutes. When it comes time to pit, who's going to pit first, and will the undercut work?
Yeah.
James right on the back of Fiedler Sr.
Also Mr. Elenium, the championship leader, hasn't still made any position. I think he struggles with that track. Oh,
P10. Oh no, trying to get by the GT4s. Oh, they send Peter wide. Very naughty.
From what I have seen, probably that will be penalty for Stockman. I could be wrong though, so let's see what Linium can do. Can he overtake around the outside? Two cars.
Too wide into the last turn. Deep cuts right there, right in the middle of it all.
He actually made the overtake stick around the outside. That was a nice overtake. Oh, then Stockman tries to outbrake him. Side by side into turn 1. That's a nice battle to watch.
Yes, what a great battle. To the fast right-hander. Oh, and Stockman gets pushed wide just a little bit, just off track just a tiny bit there.
Oh, that was very close.
Very close. Looked like a little bit of a slide.
I think Clinium has managed to secure his P9 for at least for now.
Of course, it looks like they're coming up to Cookie, who is, I believe, still the P1 in the GT4 class. GT3 drivers trying to make their way through the GT4 field.
Correct. Hopefully they don't kill him. That was nice, clean overtake on the GT4.
Yes, of course, both of those guys definitely trying to get past the
Barnes, who is off once again. What happened to him?
It just doesn't seem to be Barnes' race today.
Oh, with Mr. Gottlieb. Oh, he tries to send it around the outside, and yeah, it's quite hard place to overtake around here, so
quite a lot of action today.
Yeah, I think Barnes is impatient already with trying to
And
gain the
look at the
positions.
map. Look how bunched those cars are going into that final turn.
Yeah, they caught up to the GT4s, so few drivers may try to pit for the undercut, even though it's a little bit earlier to pit, but you never know, someone may try to do something crazy.
And unfortunately, as you pointed out before, Ian Arnold DNF. Sad to see him have to drop from the race. Unfortunately, everyone was disappearing for him. Sounds like some internet issues. So, Ian Arnold out of this race. Let's hope he can get his internet issues sorted.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. Tom, it's almost pushing Moreno into the last few corners. Let's see if he'll
And these
get
two
a
have
quite...
really been battling it out.
Yeah, Tom has already tried to pass him for the last 15-20 minutes, so let's see if he can do it this time around. He'll get a good enough exit.
I'm sure Pierre trying to make his car as wide as possible, using as much of the track as possible, cutting off that
Is he
inside.
going to send it? I think the Audi in a straight line it's a little bit faster than the Porsche. I could be wrong, but it seems that way, or just Pierre gets a better exit than Tom every single time. And that's quite crucial for him to keep P2. Meanwhile, just Robin is driving away from them, trying to not make any mistakes when lapping GT4 cars. So it's quite boring race for him.
Yes, now, of course, the pit stops will probably be starting soon if they haven't already, so drivers will be going in to change tires and refill their fuel tanks, and possibly coming out of the pits into traffic. So we'll have to see, once all the drivers make their stops, who
I think we have
who lucked out.
I think we have the first GT3 driver in the pits. It's Battenberg. So
Off he goes.
Let's see if the undercut will actually gain him a couple of places.
And a GT3 driver coming right behind him into T1. Is that Mueller behind him?
No, it's not. It's actually Nicholas. Not sure who is behind Battenberg at the
ACC
moment.
having a little bit of a fit with the leaderboard at the moment. I'm sure it'll update in a few moments.
It's Mr. Feo Games in the Ferrari, who is quite far back. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have quite the luck. Also in the first race, so I think he's also a lap behind. I could be wrong, but I think he's also a lap behind. We have James Andrews in the pits. I think he may try to undercut Sebastian for that P1. Is it going to work though? That's the big question.
Now let's see. Of course, you've got to wonder if any of the drivers have any damage. You can see some scuffs and some scrapes on some of these cars, and who's going to opt to repair their damage or not, because of course repairing damage means valuable time spent sitting in the pits. But for GT3s, sometimes if you don't repair the damage, you end up losing so much time off of your laps that, it's just, you were better off just taking the extra time. So here we have Tom still on the back of Pierre Moreno, coming around the last turn. He just cannot get that move done. lap after lap, he's just right on Moreno's tail there.
I think he's quite closer than before. So let's see if he's gonna send it into turn 1. I know, just the Audi pulls away from the Porsche even in the slipstream. Quite impressive.
Yeah, I think you might be right. But the Audi might just have a little more of the top line speed. And of course, the Porsche pretty good through the turns.
Tabelon comes into the pits.
Toby Long currently 3rd in the bronze class.
Sebastian decides to not pit this lap. He thinks the overcut may work better and keep the lead, because there is no traffic in front of him to slow him down. So let's see if that's gonna pay for him.
Of course, one of the great things about the Mercedes is it can just eat those curbs. It really has no problem just flying right over them. I know some of the other cars, you take those curbs wrong, you look at them wrong, and that's it, game over.
Yeah. Cookie leading with 5.7 seconds in front of deep cuts, so he needs to keep it out of any incidents with the GT3. But the GT4 still haven't pitted yet, so that will be quite good to see if someone is going to gain any positions during the pit stops.
So Cookie going around for another lap.
Currently, out of all bronze class who have pitted, Langevin is in front of them, so probably James took some damage to repair or something like that, so not so sure. Let's see where Langevin will come up after everybody else in the bronze class pits. Meanwhile, Mr. Stockman gets a drive-through, which probably we will have to serve in the next 1 or 2 laps. That doesn't count. Pitting for tires doesn't count for serving the drive-through, so he has to pit twice, unfortunately for him. Thomas Jack comes into the pit lane before Pierre, maybe for the undercut, so let's see if it's going to work for him.
Parnell and Van Gelyu battling it out for P22. Oh, and Van Gelyu goes a little wide there. Looks like Parnell's able to make the move.
He didn't need any second invitation for that position, so quite an easy overtake for him. Sebastian comes into the pits, so let's see where Langevin
Langevin getting a little held up there by Tom Jack. Now, where's Pierre Moreno on the track is the question.
He's coming to the last corner. Is he going to pit? Yes, he goes into the pit to try to cover the undercut from Tom.
Meanwhile, looks like Robin Moe is in the pits, taking his stop. Still comfortably out in first place.
Yeah, actually, Langevin is net P1 in the bronze class. After everybody pits in the bronze class, he will be P1, so that's quite impressive from him. But is he going to be able to keep that?
And it looks like Gottlieb has a drive-through penalty.
And Barnes. Where is Tom? Tom comes to the second to last corner. Is he going to be able to overtake Pierre? That's the biggest question. Pierre's still in the pits.
I know he's just itching to be released.
He's gonna be close,
Tom.
I believe. Yeah.
Tom coming down the straight. Pierre exiting the pit.
And I think the undercut actually worked for Tom. He managed to overtake Pierre by 2-3 seconds, so actually the undercut works quite well. Nice strategy call from Tom to get that
I'm sure
P2.
Tom will be very pleased with that. Now, of course, we still have 27 minutes, so there's plenty of time for Darkies to catch up.
Cookie has also pitted before Deep Cuts and Mr. Bungus, who are currently in the pits, so probably he'll extend his lead by a couple of more seconds. And by the looks of things, Langevin is quite few seconds in front of Sebastian, who has also pitted, so
now the gloves are off. Now both drivers will be looking to try and keep the distance between each other as much as possible. Of course, Feedlike Senior would be looking to close that distance and get himself out in front.
Yeah, I don't really know from where that came from Langevin. Actually, he pitted way earlier, from what I believe, and gained lots of positions. And he's currently sitting P3 overall. Which is quite amazing. Are we sure he's not going to pit again?
Are we sure that he's already pit?
Well, from the app that I'm using, it says he has pitted. Everybody has pitted, except for Van Guluf or Nicholas and Mr. Hurtle and Mr. Bonning on the GT4. So only three drivers who haven't pitted yet. And I can see Mr. Moreno has lost quite few positions in that pit stop.
Yeah, so now he has to contend with traffic trying to get around.
I think that one full lap undercut actually worked very nicely for the people that did it. Oh no, Langevin comes into the pits. Never mind, he comes into the second pit. Probably he pitted earlier due to drive-through or something, or damage. Oh, probably he pitted for drive-through. So.
And Victor Borland now with a drive-through penalty.
So yeah, Sebastian will come up to the front.
And Sebastian will take the lead once again of the bronze class. And how far behind is James from him?
James is actually fighting with Toby Long for that position, and also with Zerlin. They're fighting for that P2 overall. But the looks of things
currently with his hands full, trying to fend off both drivers, and of course potentially losing time overall as a result.
Yeah, he's around 10-15 seconds behind Sebastian, so Sebastian has a very nice lead. So he just needs to keep it calm and finish the race. Mr. President trying to have a nice look over on Pierre Moreno, who actually moves up to P5, trying to close out on Thomas Jack, who is about 9 seconds in front of Moreno, so it will be quite a battle in the last 20 minutes to try and overtake.
Yep, as he contends with some GT4 traffic, getting around deep cuts. How is our GT4 field doing?
I believe Mr. Herto and Bonning pitted the last lap, so they have dropped quite a few positions.
All these cars going through the chicane. Oh no!
Oh, we have a crash with Mr. Schrott.
Into the wall. That's gotta hurt. Oh, look at that damage. That might be the race for him.
Let's have a look on the replay. Oh, he sends it on the inside. What happened? Oh.
Oh no.
He had a contact with. He had a contact with. Not sure with who. With Mr. Mueller, actually, who is probably a lap down because he's P23 overall. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate for him.
No, it goes back to just it being so difficult to overtake on this track, and drivers sometimes, you know, it's when you're in the moment, it's always very difficult, obviously, but you just gotta have patience and you gotta make the moves at the right time, and you know, it's one missed braking point and there you go, off into the wall. Very unfortunate.
Probably that will be a ticket towards Mr. Mueller, who gives the places up. Depends who is at fault, so unfortunately.
Parnell now with the drive-through penalty. I feel all you have to do is look at the leaderboard every few minutes and find somebody new with the drive-through penalty. Track limits being very tough today.
It's a quite hard track for track limits because there is so many corners and the track limits are strict apparently. So the leaders should be quite cautious on these penalties and trying to not gain any drive-throughs because that may result in a change of the lead.
Yes, I believe, is it 3 warnings and then a penalty, or 2 warnings and then a penalty?
Yeah, I believe it's 3 warnings and then a penalty. Oh, we have Mr. Borlin,
Very
who
unfortunate.
has
Borland.
lost it. Let's see what happened. Did he had contact with someone, or he just lost it? Oh.
Oh, just yeah, that curb just unsettled the car, and sideways he goes. Getting off the
Unfortunately for
track
him.
quickly, thankfully, out of the way of any oncoming traffic.
He's currently P13 overall. Not a great race for him, unfortunately, so... let's see who is close.
How do you enable the delta and the timing board there?
I'm using an external app that tells me the delta.
Borland currently in the pits, maybe serving his drive-through penalty. Eli Schwartz right in the back of Mr. Scott. Coming around P1 into P1, or T1 into T1A. And then the sharp left-hander.
I think he
Followed
has
by the
some
quick
damage
right.
actually on the front. Let's go to Zerny, who is quite close, I believe, to Toby for that P3 in the bronze class.
Of course, James still leading that little pack there.
Yeah, it's quite the battle for that P2. It's always around the second, so...
Kind of a shame, too, because James putting up such a fight with Feedlike Sr. and Long takes a look. Does he make the move? No, and he, in fact, almost loses a position. Does he lose the position? Zerlin coming around.
They're side by side. I think Zerny has got the inside of the last corner.
Now he'll be looking to use this GT4 to kind of block Long behind him there.
So yeah, Zerny moves up into P3 actually, so nice overtake.
But yeah, James can't be happy, you know, just, of course, I'm sure he wants to be fighting with Feedlike Sr., but he finds himself leading this little pack of cars, and he's trying to defend against them, and meanwhile, look and see what's up ahead of him.
Langevin, who is 2 tenths behind Ellie. It's a nice battle in the bronze.
What a race. We have 15 minutes left.
Oh, it's very close with some...
What a shot. Look at that. 2 wide, almost 3 wide.
It's quite the battle actually.
In the chicane, and if one of those drivers took the chicane wrong, you know, you could lose so much time to the car in front of you. All these drivers looking to stay within probably about a second of each other to get that, what do you call it? That, so they can stay close to the car in front of them and make that pass. Of course, the word escapes me at the moment.
Let's see in that train if Langevin can overtake.
Look at that, Stockman coming up on the inside. Is he going to make the move?
Stockman should be actually faster than him. He's in the pro class, but he had unfortunately a drive-through that sent him a little bit behind, unfortunately. So meanwhile, in the GT4s, Bongos is right behind Deep, trying to get that P2 in the GT4s.
Yeah, very close battle here.
Oh,
and he sends it. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna pull it off? Oh, deep cuts. Remains out in front.
meanwhile,
James right behind them. Now James is gonna be losing so much time here.
let's see how will that play out. Hopefully Bongos doesn't get killed, because everyone is here fighting for positions.
And unfortunately, it looks like Toby Long really lost out there. Still stuck behind those GT4s.
He
But
may
he makes
send
the
it.
move up the inside. And just not enough room to get by, so yeah, he's just kind of stuck at the moment. Now let's see, is he gonna send it up the inside?
Oh,
What happened there? Looked like
Toby
loss of
actually a little bit lost the rear end and almost crashed. I think Deep just moved last second to block him.
so now Toby will once again have to try and get back around August and then deep cuts. Losing
So
valuable time.
Toby is losing quite few seconds for the fight for P2, unfortunately for him. Oh, we have Cookie who actually spun and lost it, which means he drops to P3. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, did he?
Oh, was that contact?
I
Was that
believe.
contact, or did he just maybe lose it and just start sliding? I'm not really sure.
I believe there was a contact between a bronze driver and him. Let's look on the replay once again. Oh, between
yeah,
him and Zerlin. That's very unfortunate for Cookie, who actually loses out on the P1. But he's still in the fight. He's still in the fight for that P1, so it's not over for him. But it will be quite hard, unfortunately.
Yes, we probably have roughly 5 laps to go, I guess.
Yeah, probably 5 laps. 10 minutes remaining, so he's 8 tenths behind Bungus, who is 4 tenths behind Deep. So we have a nice battle for the winning positions in the GT4.
Yeah, too bad. He was having a hell of a race.
Yeah, but unfortunately, not sure if it was the GT3 car or his mistake, but Cookie lost out on that one, so.
Meanwhile, Deep Cuts and Bong is battling it out.
And Deep Cuts approaches some traffic, I believe. And actually, no, Bungus overtakes him and...
Oh, up the inside.
Cookie sends it hard.
Keeps it out of the wall. Wow.
Oh, that's a...
Back into traffic.
Not sure what happened, actually, but Deep has lost out on most of it.
I don't know about the rejoin on that one, but that'll be for the stewards to decide. Oh man, look at this pack. Schwartz flashing, trying to make the move, trying to get past Bongus in the GT4.
Cookie's pushing so hard to actually get that P1 once again. But Deep is right behind him, so if Cookie doesn't manage to overtake Bongus cleanly. Oh,
and Deep
as I'm
cuts
saying that,
up the inside, takes the position.
let's look on that once again. See what happened. Goes a little bit wide. Deep sends it on the inside, or maybe he let him through of that rejoin. Not sure. So
Borland cutting his way through the pack. And is that Robin Moe coming up behind them? That is.
I believe that is. Let's see if
Robin Moe currently with the fastest lap time of the race.
goes around Cookie safely. See, Langevin is quite
close
close.
there to the president.
Let's see if he'll be able to overtake him. Around the outside, can he make it? No. Oh, switchback goes into the grass a little bit, which is not quite good of an exit.
Yeah, Scott covering the inside of the turn there. Now coming up on Shovelin through the chicane. Only 5 minutes left to go. There's been battles up and down the grid all race.
It's been quite an eventful race, including battles between GT4 and GT3 cars. Let's go back to Cookie if he can get that P2 in the GT4.
Still on the back of deep cuts. Looking to make his move. Now will the Camaro have the raw power to muscle it down past him on the straight? Deep cuts covering the inside.
Can he send it? Oh, he tries on the switchback. But Deep puts the car in perfect position.
Yeah, deep cuts forcing Cookie to take that outside line there.
Oh, is he gonna try to go up on the inside? Oh.
Side by side.
Meanwhile, a GT3 is approaching them. They're still side by side. Let's see what this GT3 is going to do.
3 wide.
I don't think it's going to end well.
This is not going to end well.
Oh. Surprisingly, there has not been any crashes.
Now Moreno coming up behind them.
Is Iceman going to send it? Oh. Oh,
Oh, Moreno's sideways, and there's contact. Big crash.
There has been a big crash. Let's see.
Spun around. What happened there?
Let's go back to see what happened between them.
Oh no.
Oh, Pierre taps the back of deep
Oh,
cuts.
Alex. Oh man.
Unfortunately, both. And then Iceman taps deep cuts.
Almost getting hit by that other car there, trying to get off the track and get back on. Oh man, 3 minutes left to go. Deep cuts with a drive-through penalty. And here comes Pierre, trying to get back around him again.
That is very unfortunate for Deep, who comes into the pits to serve his drive-through.
Oh no.
That means Cook is up into P2, and probably Gonz is going to win the race if he doesn't get killed or spins it on himself. Let's see some battles with the bronze.
Laps left to go.
Mr. Lanyon is still trying to overtake Scott for that position.
Yeah, Scott doing everything he can to keep Langevin behind him. It's going to be tough coming around this final turn. That BMW.
That should be a white flag.
Take off down the straight.
I believe, or maybe one more lap after, depends where the leader is.
Leader's on final lap now.
As we just heard, Robin is starting his final lap. Leads comfortably from Thomas Jacques by 10 seconds. So that was quite an easy win for him without making any mistakes.
Yes, well done to Robin Moe.
Let's see if Leah can get Iceman into that last lap. They're quite close. So an Iceman may have damage from that crash that he couldn't avoid. So
up the inside there. He's gonna have to try and make his move quickly. Yeah, Ivan Barak with some damage there, you can see.
Yeah, he's just sliding, and I don't think he has the top speed. Yeah, at the front he has quite big damage. So Leo will be quite looking to get that P4.
As the race comes to a close, the time has run out, so any drivers currently on the track, this will be their last few turns.
The leader has finished the race.
Zelia looking to make the move.
Robin has finished the race in P1. Congratulations to him. Also for Thomas Jacques finishing P2, the pro drivers. But let's see that battle.
Contact, it looked like. As he's desperately trying to get around, and it just.
And I think Iceman is gonna hold that P4. That was a nice battle between them.
What a close end to that race. So those guys, Fiedlek coming around the last couple turns. To take the win for the bronze class.
Congrats to Gonz, who finished P2. Meanwhile, behind him there was a guy who just lost it. And congratulations to Sebastian winning the bronze class once again.
Well done. What a race. So we have Robin Moe, winner overall, and first place in the pro class, followed by Tom Jack and Mertens. I apologize for butchering your name. First place in bronze, Fiedlek, Andrews, and then Zerlin. And unfortunately, I cannot see the GT4 leaderboard.
The GT4 Mr. Bungus claiming I believe the second win this season. Cookie unfortunately missed out on it and comes up to second, and Hertog gets that P3.
And Victor Joel with a 30-second time penalty at the end there.
Probably he didn't serve drive to or something, so.
What a race. That was exciting. A lot of close battles.
That was a nice race.
Very difficult for all, I'm sure, to try and make their way around each other through GT3s and GT4s. A lot of contact, as we saw. It'll be interesting to see once the stewarding is done what the final standings will look like.
So we have the winner of the pro class, Robin Mo. I'm actually sorry about pronouncing your name wrong. Hello, Robin. Congratulations on the win. It seemed quite an easy drive for you. So
yeah, thanks a lot. It wasn't so easy. I think it looked easier than it actually was, but
yeah, you didn't make any mistakes. You didn't get any drive-throughs like few other drivers that did, and just at the start you had quite a nice battle with Pierre, but you managed to keep it clean, and yeah, after that you pulled out in front of him. You just faster than everybody else.
yeah, it helped a lot that Tom and Darkius were fighting for a long stage. I think Tom had more race pace than Darkius, so they were fighting and Tom was stuck behind him. In the second stint, Tom really put the pace down. I do think I'm a bit to blame for what happened at the start. I touched Darkius a bit. I went deep into the corner, so I might have to rewatch that if that's on me. I felt a bit sorry once it happened.
Yeah, it was a little bit, I think, white, but that's turn
I
one,
missed the
so.
apex, yeah.
But it
Yeah.
wasn't any major, so.
Well done. Did you find traffic to be difficult during this race?
Yeah, extremely difficult. I had multiple moments where I nearly crashed, especially on the last few laps. There was like a GT3 battle I had between Victor Ballin and the McLaren, and they were really like fighting for position quite hard. So I knew I needed to get past them just to extend the gap to Tom. I just wanted to have that 10-second buffer in case turn one wasn't clean and I might get penalized. So that was like in the back of my head for the entire race. And so I really had to go for it. And then I nearly killed Victor, I think, into turn one because I missed the braking point as well. But there was so much traffic. It's such a tight track. It's very difficult.
Yeah, I think that was great job by you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks
look
again, Sky.
chaotic.
Thanks again. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you again.
Congratulations.
And again,
Thanks.
yeah, congratulations on that P1, and hopefully next race you'll be again in the top 3.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and see you later, guys.
Bye. We're gonna welcome GT4 winner, Mr. Bungus, in here. Hello, Bungus. congratulations first on that win for the GT4.
Thank you.
It was quite interesting in the last 10 minutes with Cookie getting, I would say, killed, but maybe it was his fault. That's up to the stewards to decide. But that meant for you to get not so much easier win for, like, for example, for Robin. So congrats on that.
Thank you. Yeah, I got lucky. No doubt about it.
Well, you also showed the pace in qualifying, so I won't say it was all luck, but yeah, it was nice fight in the last 5 minutes of the race.
Yeah, I've had more action in the last 2 races or so than I have, I think, in every other season combined. It's been a lot.
Yeah, it was quite good for us to also spectate the whole fight with me and Hoof. So
Yeah, quite a lot of close battles there. Did you have any particular strategy going into the race?
Drive fast. I mean, to be honest, that pretty much sums up my strategy for every race I go into. I don't really. There's not really anything too specific that I do. I'll try to maybe try an undercut or something like that if the opportunity arises. But I usually plan to pit somewhere around halfway point, give or take 5 minutes. That's about it.
Yeah, we were very curious how it would play out with the pit stops and just coming out into traffic and how that might shuffle things up a bit.
Yeah, the traffic definitely made things difficult, but that's to be expected. That's part of the whole thing. So.
Yep. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
thank you
Do we have
again.
anybody else?
I don't think we have anybody else. Unfortunately, winner of the bronze class, Sebastian Fiedlek, it's not in the voice chat. So while we are waiting for someone to want to talk to us, we're gonna mention again the Racing Pulse Endurance Race, 4 hours of Suzuka. Like we said, you still have time to sign up if you haven't done so. It's GT4, GT3 and GT4 race. It has live streaming and it's also live streamed like this one. So it's on November 19th in about 2 weeks time if I'm correct. So make sure to sign up if you haven't done so. And also for the Formula Pulse race next week, it's probably gonna be interesting. I think it's around Bikirniki, so we'll see who be close to the top. So make sure to tune in next weekend to see what is going to actually happen. Do we have someone that want to talk to us? I don't think we have.
I do not see anybody. I'll put out one last call. Yes, great race. I'm really looking forward to Suzuka in a couple weeks. Suzuka's a great track. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And also the next RP Series race, I believe it's around Monza in 2 weeks time as well, when it's pretty much the day after the Suzuka race. So we'll see if Mr. Robin Moy will be in the top 3. So if we don't have anyone else to join us, I think we may we may end it here. So thank you for listening to our commentary and watching the stream, for the people who actually watched it, and we'll see you next weekend for the Formula Pulse race.
Yep.
So
Thanks, everybody.
yeah, do you have any last words, Hoof?
Just, this was a great race to commentate, and I hope you all enjoy the stream. And, kind of made me a little jealous that I wasn't participating with you guys, but it was a lot of fun to watch. So well done to all of our winners, and looking forward to see you guys all next time.
Yeah, congrats to every winner in every class. So, yeah, I think that's it. So, bye.